I was the one who decided to turn off my grandfather's life support. Everyone noticed I was smiling. My mother's face went white. My aunt started crying harder, but I couldn't stop. Years of this were about to end. He'd been in the ICU for 8 days, brain hemorrhage, massive and catastrophic. The neurologist said there was no activity left, just machines breathing for meat. My grandmother had died 4 years earlier, leaving him alone in that house where bad things happened. Nobody else wanted to make the call. Dad stared at his shoes. Mom kept saying we should wait for a miracle. My uncle refused to come at all, so it fell to me, the oldest grandchild, the one who'd spent the most time there, the one who knew. When I was 7, Grandpa taught me to play chess in his study. He'd position my hand on each piece, showing me how they moved. His fingers always lingered too long. By 9, I'd learned to lose quickly, so the lessons would end faster. By 12, I stopped going into that room entirely. Sunday dinners were mandatory. Grandma's rule, enforced with guilt and tears. After she died, Mom insisted we continue them to honor her memory. We'd sit around that table while Grandpa told stories about his war service, his business successes, his opinions on everything. He'd rest his hand on my knee under the table, squeeze, move higher. I'd excuse myself to the bathroom and stay there until dessert. Nobody noticed. Or they did and pretended not to. When I turned 16, my cousin Felicity started attending dinners. She was 11. I watched Grandpa's eyes follow her, watched him offer to show her his coin collection upstairs. I grabbed her hand and said I needed help in the kitchen. Later, I told her to never be alone with him, ever. She asked why. I couldn't find the words. The dinners continued every Sunday. He'd gotten frailer, but his hand still wandered. Felicity had learned to sit far away. My younger sister Naomi hadn't learned yet. I tried telling my parents once. Dad said I was being dramatic. Mom said Grandpa was from a different generation. The dinners continued. The day before his stroke, there'd been another Sunday dinner. Naomi was 15 now. I watched him pat the seat next to him, calling her over. She went, innocent and obedient. I saw his hand disappear under the table, saw her face change. I left that dinner wishing something would stop this. When the hospital called, I drove there fast. The doctors explained the damage, the prognosis, the options. Someone had to decide. I volunteered immediately. Standing beside his bed, I watched the ventilator push air into lungs that would never breathe alone again. His face looked peaceful. It shouldn't have. I thought about all the girls he'd touched, all the family members who'd looked away. The nurse asked if I was ready. I nodded. She started turning off machines. My family crowded into the room, weeping and holding each other. I stood apart, smiling, not from joy, from relief. The heart monitors beeping slowed more, flatlined. My mother approached me afterward, her face crumpled with grief. "How could you smile?" she whispered. "He was your grandfather." "I know exactly who he was," I said. Understanding flickered across her face. Then denial slammed back down. She turned away, rejoining my aunt and uncle in their mourning. They'd never ask what I meant. At the funeral, everyone praised Grandpa's devotion to family, his love for his grandchildren. I sat in the back row with Felicity and Naomi on either side of me. None of us cried. Afterward, we drove to a diner and ordered milkshakes. We talked about college, jobs, futures that stretched ahead without Sunday dinners, without his house, without him. Naomi asked if I felt guilty for pulling the plug. I told her the truth. I'd been waiting years for permission to let him go.